Hello, grade 8 students. You are now watching an episode of TLE 8 Agriculture, Fishery Arts, Aquaculture and Fish Capture for Quarter 3, Module 9, Lesson 9. Another day, another interesting episode for you about life-saving first aid. So sit back, relax, and have fun watching this video lesson. So, do you have your module, notebook, and pen with you? Be sure you have it all with you. Are you ready? Alright, let's take the ride and make learning fun. I believe you already learned some insights about performing first aid from the previous lesson, right? Well, this time, we'll be learning more about it. Our learning objective for today's episode is for you to be able to apply appropriately the methods of EAR steps in real or simulated situation. Sounds interesting, right? Well, this is our only topic for this video lesson, so stay tuned until the end of this video. I bet you are now so eager to learn. So let's begin! Before we define the meaning of EAR, let us know what a simulated situation means. Any ideas? Now, what do you mean by EAR? Well, it's not a body part, but definitely it's an acronym. EAR stands for... Okay, let's read together. Expired Air Resuscitation. And there you have it, class, the meaning of EAR. But what exactly is EAR? Do you have any ideas? Exactly! EAR, or Expired Air Resuscitation, is a method by which a rescuer breathes for a person who is in respiratory arrest. It is most commonly referred to as mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Do you see what the picture shows? Yes, you got it right. Do you know why it is important as a first aid? Correct! This is because EAR is an effective method for sustaining life as a rescuer breathes out sufficient oxygen to keep the victim's body from suffering damages due to lack of oxygen. Alright, you already know how important oxygen is to our body, and EAR is indeed a very helpful method to save life. Since EAR is a method, it follows steps for us to be guided in applying it in any circumstances. Here are the steps to follow. The first one is open the airways. Do you see what's in the picture? Yes, that shows step 1. The rescuer tilts the head of the victim and opens his mouth by slightly touching his chin. Now, are you ready for step 2? That's great! Step 2 is check for breathing. In performing this, you must do the following. First, check if the chest is rising. That is the most observable thing to notice if the victim is breathing or not. Second, hear the breathing. Do this by placing your ear slightly above the mouth of the victim and check if the victim is not gasping for air. Then third, start mouth-to-mouth breathing if there's an abnormal breathing. In performing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, be sure to do step 3. Pinch and seal the victim's nose. And remember, don't overdo it. And now, for the final touch of performing EAR steps, give more breaths and check for rise and fall of the chest with each breath. This is an indication that the victim has responded to your EAR application. Did you have fun watching the pictures or videos of EAR? Good! I bet you have fun and are interested to be a rescuer. Alright class, always remember, to save life is not just a noble act, but it's also a self-worth to acknowledge. Do you agree? Yes, I bet you do. For our learning objective, are you now ready to apply appropriately the methods of EAR steps in real or simulated situation? Very good! Well, for you to gain confidence in applying or using this method, you must practice this simulation with your siblings at home or with your best friend to whom you will be comfortable with. Is it a big okay with you? Remember, this knowledge about applying EAR method to an untoward incident or any life-threatening situation is a life skill. I'm really sure you will have an edge towards other students in having this knowledge about saving lives. Now, it's recap time. EAR stands for Expired Air Resuscitation. In what exactly is EAR? That's correct. EAR is a method in which the rescuer breathes for a person who is in respiratory arrest. It is also most commonly referred to as mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. EAR is an effective method for sustaining life as a rescuer breathes out sufficient oxygen to keep the victim's body from suffering damages due to lack of oxygen. Of course, don't ever forget the EAR steps. First, open the airway. Second, check for breathing. Next, pinch and seal the victim's nose. Then, start with 2 rescue breaths and immediately give more breaths. Very good! Class, it is now time to check on what you have learned from our lesson today. So grab your notebook and pen and let's get started. Are you ready? Let's begin. Listen carefully as I read the questions, then write your answers on your paper. Question number 1. What does EAR stands for? A. Mouth-to-nose resuscitation. B. Expired air resuscitation. And C. Nose-to-mouth resuscitation. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is letter B. EAR stands for Expired Air Resuscitation. Did all of you get the correct answer? Great! Now let's have question number 2. EAR method is commonly known as A. Mouth-to-nose resuscitation. B. Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. And C. Nose-to-mouth resuscitation. Time's up. The correct answer is letter B. Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Did you get it right? Very good! Now, for the third question, what should be done first in performing EAR method? A. Open the airway. B. Check for breathing. And C. Give more breaths. Time's up. The correct answer is letter A. Open the airway. Did you get it? Nice job! Now for the fourth question. What should you do if a person is not breathing normally after an accident? A. Call a teacher for help. B. Call the school principal for help. And C. Call an ambulance and start EAR right away. The correct answer is letter C. Call an ambulance and start EAR right away. Did you get the correct answer? Great! Now for the final question. Question number 5. What will you do if you meet a person who is injured? A. Call for help. B. Leave him alone. And C. Cry in front of the casualty. Time's up. The correct answer is letter A. Call for help. If you got all the correct answers, then you really are attentive to our lesson. Good job! Alright, that ends our lesson for today. Stay home, stay safe, and always remember, be a first aider and save lives. Keep tuning in for our next video lesson. This is Teacher Jasper James S. Cabigon, signing off. God bless everyone.